or shall we call it summer suplex? Or
Suplex
Summer.
slam. So yeah, summer suplex 2014, starring Brock Lesnar. So as everybody knows by now, Brock Lesnar is the new WWE World Heavyweight Champion. Yay!
Boo.
Oh, shut up.
Yay!
No,
Two
that's true.
against
You
one,
don't.
that means we're right.
Exactly. We were right anyway. But that
we're right
makes us
anyway.
double
Justin
right.
Tyler agreement, motherfucker.
Nailed it. So yeah, Nick obviously is not a big Brock Lesnar fan, and we've established this in talking about wrestling before.
Dang.
I thought the SummerSlam show was really, really good. I thought it was a really solid pay-per-view.
It really was.
It was.
Exactly.
It was.
It was really solid.
All right, next topic.
Next topic, exactly. Let's go back to talking about autism.
I really like that they gave Ziggles the belt back.
Yeah. Ziggler winning the InterContinental title. It's like,
I really hope that's the start of a push for him.
I do too. I do really hope that it is. I don't know that they'll ever trust him with the top title again because of how quickly he got hurt with it last time, and he's a smaller guy, and he's not the guy they look for, and blah, 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 blah. So I don't know that they'll ever trust him with the top title again. I think he could be in that picture, but he just might never win it again. But I did notice that they then on Raw the next night after Brock won the WWE World Heavyweight title, retired the World Heavyweight Championship.
Yeah.
Turned it all back into one belt, which looks basically exactly the same as the WWE belt, just a little bit bigger.
But I'm glad there ain't two belts.
I kind of am too, I guess. I didn't mind two belts because every time I see two belts, it reminds me of Jericho being the first ever undisputed, and I thought that storyline was really good. But at the same time, carting around two belts just logistically is like.
But did you hear the story about Daniel Bryan when he won a WrestleMania? And he tells it better, but he got interviewed recently, and he was like, "Yeah, so I won the title at WrestleMania, and then I was there doing my yes thing, like two belts, up and down, irons are going. Then after about 10 seconds or so, I'm like, well, that's probably good enough. And then I hear, no, keep yesing some more. And I've wrestled like 30 minutes or whatever, and I'm exhausted, so I do it some more. And I'm like, okay, that's probably good. Keep doing it. So he keeps doing it, and it's kind of depressing to know this because, obviously he was happy that he won.
Right.
But at the same time, his experience was actually dampened
Kinda
because he was
tainted.
exhausted. And they were just like, no, keep yesing. He's like, fuck.
Well, this could have been at the point where we could have maybe I don't know put the two belts down at his feet and then just kind of did it. But
they wanted him to do it. But
they wanted him to do it with the belts. It makes sense. Yeah, that is kind of fun. Daniel Bryan's in shape, but he's a small dude.
Yeah,
those belts weigh like 50 pounds.
Yeah, and you're doing it over and over and over.
Oh Lord. Do we like the design of the belt? It's basically the same as it was before, and
I didn't find much of a difference.
Not
I'm
a
not
lot.
Real critical of the belts.
No,
to be
fair
honest.
enough. That's true.
5 out of 10.
Yeah, fair enough. I like it. It's simple. It's just the big plate and whatever. I guess it would be more apropos to ask, how does everybody like the redesign of the WWE logo? That's kind of it's gotten away from like the scratches, like the kind of almost handwritten style to now a much more polished, basically WWE Network logo.
Yeah.
Without the network thing at the bottom in some places, but with the network thing at the bottom in the other. Yeah. $9.99. God damn it.
Or in Canada, $11.99.
Or in Canada, $11.99. Not even for the full network. For a best of the WWE
Yeah,
network.
I know.
It's not even the full fucking network.
It sucks.
It's not great.
Like... It's like Canadian Netflix.
Yeah, it kind of is.
God damn it.
But this is the thing. This is where like DNS routing is going to be great, so that people can, how easy it is for Canadians to access American Netflix. It's going to be just as easy for Canadians to access American WWE Network. So
stupid that we have to do that.
It is. It is. It's
God
not.
Damn it,
it's
Vince.
not great.
Like you had this amazing gift. wrestling fan.
Yeah, exactly.
Like the
everything that's
deal
ever
of
been
all
made
time.
ever.
Yeah, and you fucked it up
really badly. Because it's like a lot of people are realizing that it's just like the WWE Network is basically a catalog of these things that you can just find for free elsewhere. So it's like, am I going to pay $10 for access to this catalog, or am I just going to look stuff up myself? And I think that's why like they were losing a lot of subscribers, but now it's gone live in a bunch of other countries now. So I'm sure the profits for this quarter are going to look great because it's people in Switzerland buying the WWE Network. It is like, look at all this money that's coming in from the banks in Switzerland. So yeah, that's, and you know, the logo, it's shiny and it is what it is. And it's, you know, it's fine. Never going to beat the old WWF logo.
No.
Never, ever, 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 ever. They need to do another retro show. Like a raw retro or something like that. They were just in Las Vegas last week. I'm surprised they didn't do Raw Roulette. Because they do that all the time when they're in Vegas. Anyways. Going back to SummerSlam, I guess. So, yeah, I thought SummerSlam was a really good show. FYI, I ended up winning the Flock Predictor
Nice.
on SummerSlam. I went 7-2.
You know what I went.
And what's going to be really depressing when I tell you this, Tyler, is the two that I got wrong were the two matches involving people from the Shield.
Seriously?
Yeah. I took Ambrose over Rollins, and that didn't happen. But then, of course, Ambrose...
I knew Rollins was taking it.
Yeah.
But, I mean...
On the pay-per-view, it makes sense.
Yeah.
So I kind of took Ambrose as a flyer, and then I don't know why I took Orton to beat Reigns. I don't know why I thought that made sense at the time. I don't know.
Yeah, that's weird.
Maybe it was after that really bad promo that Reigns cut, and I was like, well, head office is going to have no confidence in him anymore. Maybe that was why. I don't know why I took Orton. But everything else I got right, so... I ended up winning the Predictor, which is awesome because I got my little face in their banner. I was like, yeah, that's me.
Nice.
So let's just kind of do a quick rundown of the card. Aside from, of course, Brock and Cena, which is really the kind of the main topic.
Horrible.
Oh, it wasn't horrible. The match was good.
Horrible.
The match was really good.
It was.
All right, fuck it. We're talking about it now.
Okay.
I'm going to listen to both of you, and then I'm going to tell you which one is right.
Right, fair enough. Look, I didn't think it was a great technical wrestling match or anything like that. It was Brock throwing Cena around a lot.
It was.
And through the whole match, I'm like, oh, God, here it comes. Here it comes.
Yeah, that
I'm
fear
waiting for the comeback. I'm just waiting for it.
I want to hear what Nick has to say.
Yeah, shoot.
Because he hates Brock.
I don't.
Well, I don't know. I just went by what he
Brock
said.
that much. I mean, I dislike him. The dude can wrestle, kind of. And all this was it was a shit match of F5s and suplexes. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, a couple suplexes are fine. Mm-hmm. But when you lose fucking count on two hands, the amount of fucking suplexes that there are in a match... It just gets, and even at the end of, almost the end of the match, you had boring chants.
Yeah, I heard that. I heard the boring chants, and I was like,
and they were right.
That is a very strong stance.
All right, Justin, finish
All right.
your...
So
I was just really curious about.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Yeah, At first, when I saw just the suplexes over and over and over again, I was kind of thinking to myself, did they forget what they were supposed to do? And the ref doesn't know either to could do them or something. So Brock's just doing suplexes over and over again, like he's Scott fucking Steiner or something. That thought flashed through my mind for a second, but then I was like, as I just kept watching, I was just like, they're trying to tell a story here. They're trying to tell a story of dominance. And it's like, I am going to keep doing this one thing over and over and over again until you find a way to stop it, and he never does. So I kind of, I guess, bought into it that way. I didn't think it was a bad match. I didn't think it was a boring match. I thought it was trying to tell a story of this guy who is now this dominant champion. Now, the problem with that is I don't know that they have anybody to take the belt off of him. So like the next couple of feuds,
Yeah.
it's not really going to have too much behind it, I don't think. Like, I feel like he's going to, well, I mean, he's got his rematch with Cena. For some reason, I feel like his next feud is either going to be Mark Henry or The Big Show. And the reason that I think that, yeah, Tyler just like.
I like Mark Henry.
Yeah. Oh, I like them both, but.
I don't like Big Show.
No,
so
well, it's just like.
I haven't really liked him since he was a giant.
No, and the only reason I think that those could be the next feuds is that it's like, who on that roster is going to be the kind of guy that's going to be like, you know, I saw what you did to Cena. You're not going to be able to do that to me.
Yeah.
Because of how big they are. And it's like, I don't think there's anybody else on the roster. Nick's raising his hand.
Hornswoggle.
Hornswoggle. Brock Lesnar versus Hornswoggle, main event Royal Rumble. One of the big four. Oh, shit. So I don't know why I get the feeling that that's going to be the next one. It's probably not. I'm probably just an idiot. But, yes, I mean, I didn't think it was a boring match. I thought they were kind of trying to tell a story. Maybe it wasn't the greatest story to tell, but I kind of thought it was just trying to tell a story. Tyler's the judge and the jury and the executioner.
I got so many thoughts in my head.
Hey.
I don't even know if I can come out with all of them.
Oh, we got them all.
Man.
We got time.
Well, you guys came at it from a completely different angle, which I actually found really interesting. Justin was approaching it more from like a story entertainment perspective because I mean we know that wrestling is part entertainment, part actual wrestling,
right.
And it kind of depends on what you value most. And then Nick came from it more as like this was not a good match.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny because you're both right.
Of
the way you
course.
you approach it.
Yeah, I came out more of a technical side of entertainment.
Like if this wins match of the year, that's bullshit.
Oh, that's
because
total
it wasn't
garbage.
A match.
No,
it
hot
was a
garbage.
squash match, right?
Yeah, you might as well
Could it win
call.
story? Yes.
Yeah,
Because we see it happen in movies and shit all the time, where like the big badass like just pummels a dude.
Right.
With, like the same moves, like you can't do
you
shit
can't.
to me. Here, I'll
Exactly.
punch you again and again and again.
It's
And
like button mashing in fighting
Yeah.
games.
that-
You can't stop this.
And that's essentially what this was.
Yeah.
From a story perspective, it's fantastic because Brock is such a good dominant heel.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how good he is.
Yeah,
as a heel.
it is. It's true.
He's fantastic. Probably he's the best heel they got. Although I would say if Ambrose went heel, Ambrose would be the best heel.
Right.
But since he's not heel, I can't say that. But Brock is a fantastic heel. And to see him squash Cena like that.
Mm-hmm.
At first I was watching it and I'm like, and then I kind of got into it. Suplex. And even though like Nick approaches it as it's a like 16 or whatever suplex is.
Right.
But you know, anyone I've talked to has been like, holy fuck, suplexes.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's obvious that to a lot of people, not everyone obviously,
No.
to a lot of people that has worked.
Yeah, it
Because
seems
it
like
became a
it did.
talking point. Now, mind you, no, it's not a great match. It was a terrible match.
Right.
It's there's no match.
It's not
to it.
Cesaro Sami Zayn
Yeah,
on fucking
it's
NXT.
not a match,
like no,
right?
it's yeah.
But it told such a great story.
Mm-hmm.
Almost too good. Because now it's like you said, Justin, since some people, where do they go?
Right.
Like who? No one's going to buy anyone taking on Brock.
It's
and I'm
true.
assuming Brock keeps it for a while, and hopefully Daniel Bryan takes him on and kind
I
of gets the
guess.
title back. And I would love to see that because what I like about Brock is kind of how stiff he works.
Yeah.
And Bryan will get an amazing match out of
Yeah.
him because that's what Bryan does.
Exactly. And he's comfortable with
Yeah.
that style.
And it kind of boggles my mind how people can watch wrestling though and be like, Bryan's so small. Like, because they'll say this, Bryan's so small, how can he beat Brock? It's like, it's wrestling.
Yeah, it's like
if
it's
it was
pro
always
wrestling.
the big guys winning, it would be no fun.
Right. The Big Show would be the Ric Flair of this
Yeah.
generation because who the hell is going to beat him?
Yeah, but really they don't have anyone like. I mean, let's be honest. Brock is the wrestler of the year already.
Right.
Undertaker's streak ended.
Yes.
Cena. Well, it's not that Cena had a long reign, but beats the piss out of Cena.
Right.
That's
Exactly. Like
that's wrestler of the year.
Yeah.
Right there.
You take the icon of the company from the 90s and 2000s, and you break the greatest streak ever in professional wrestling, which again, of course, it's scripted, but whatever.
I don't think he even was scripted. I think Undertaker.
No, I mean wrestling
real?
wrestling in general.
I know, but
okay,
but I'm going back to it, and I'll know, and I mean,
you're saying like they called it in the ring.
They called it in the ring, yeah.
I had heard it was shortly. I heard it was shortly before.
You watch that match, and there's so many things that the Undertaker second guesses himself about.
You know what? That's probably fair.
I mean, when he was going up for the walk on the top rope, he second guessed himself and came down.
It's true.
And
it's true.
So many throws or stuff they did, he was just like.
Well, there were talks that he was concussed early in the match.
Concussed, yeah.
So it's like he goes up top and he's just like, like maybe I shouldn't do this.
So,
you know what? They could very well have called it in the ring. And again, there's no way to know that unless you're in the ring or the ref, or Vince. That's basically the only way that you know. But it's kind of a good theory. It's kind of an interesting theory.
Nick going Dave Meltzer over here.
It's true.
Inside
scoops. So Good old Meltzer.
I don't think that you can call Brock Wrestler of the Year.
Mm-hmm. But remember,
I know. I disagree with you entirely. Just his accomplishments, not matches.
Right.
Not that he was in the best matches. I mean, if that's what you're going by, then it will have to be. Well, I don't know who. But.
Rollins and Ambrose.
Yeah,
seriously.
It might have to be them, right? But
I could see them kayfabing that because remember Rollins is the architect and he's the authority's boy, so I could see them kayfabing that and being like, he could go up against Brock and Daniel Bryan and John Cena, and Rollins could win it. And everybody would be like, "Oh, that's bullshit, boo," or whatever. And Rollins is just like, "I'm Mr. Money in the Bank, motherfucker," and now I'm Superstar of the Year. So I could see them doing that. That's possible.
Yes,
it could happen.
It could happen.
So Brock Lesnar, John Cena, dopest match ever.
5-star.
Five star. No, it definitely
really
wasn't
just
a 5-star
comes down to what
match.
you want from a match, right? Like that. There's no real right or wrong.
No, exactly. Just as kind of editor's note, I really don't like Dave Meltzer. I don't know why. I'm not a Meltzer fan.
He
is. Yeah, exactly. He is what he is. Exactly. Undertaker is looking fucking old. Did you see that picture that came out?
But he looked old.
Oh, he did. Yeah, he did before, but now he's especially. He just looks like a grandpa.
Oh, really?
And that's really depressing because it's it's Taker. That's my childhood. That is my childhood.
I feel like I should die before him.
I know. It's true.
Even though I was never a massive Undertaker fan,
right?
He was never one of my faves, but I always dug him. But he's such a legend.
And now Sting's just standing there like, you motherfuckers, we could have done this 3 years ago.
I know.
We could have done this 3 years ago when he was still kick-ass.
Yeah.
God damn it.
So what's our next match?
So we talked a bit about that. How are you feeling about Wyatt and Jericho?
Wyatt and Jericho?
Not even just the match, but the feud in general.
I like it, especially the last interview that they did.
Yeah, that
was good.
Where they both
was.
sat down alone,
right?
And Jericho was all like, "There's been so many different faces." In the WWE of Jericho, and you never know what face you're going to get.
Yeah.
And maybe it's going to be a new one that's going to surprise you. And I was just like,
that was really good. Yeah, that
God.
promo was great.
Yeah.
And that feud, I think, maybe arguably was struggling a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm
a little
to that
bored
point.
Of the feud, to be honest. But, I mean, it is what it is.
Yeah, it had that. It had that after that promo, I was like, okay, I'm interested in seeing the match now. And then I saw the match, and I was like, if nothing else, these two can produce a really good match.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
so
sure.
I'm sure we're going to get one more because they've each won one. So they're going to get a rubber match, I'm sure. A little more significant to me, of course, that Bray went over at one of the big four. Like Jericho won, but he won a fucking battleground.
He wins the big fours.
It's
he
true.
Beat Bryan at Rumble.
That's right. That's true.
It's the same way too. He did his Sister Abigail outside.
Yeah. That's right. And then put him in the ring. That's a good point. That's
he beat him the same way.
Excellent pull. I didn't realize that.
He wins when it matters.
Exactly. He wins the big ones.
I think part of the reason, just a little quick point that I don't really care, is because I was never a Jericho guy anyway. Like, I like Jericho, and Jericho's had some fantastic moments.
Absolutely.
Remember when he read the moves he knew when he was in WCW? He had the big list, and they went to commercial break, and the people there would have had to sit there and listen to him be like, armbar, suplex, armbar,
reverse armbar,
armbar,
leaning armbar, cradle armbar.
Like, Jericho's done some great things.
Yeah, absolutely.
I was never like, with wrestling. It just comes down to you care about the feuds that of the wrestlers you really like.
Yeah,
I like Wyatt quite a bit, but I need him to feud with like the Shield.
Yeah,
like they did, because that was the greatest thing ever.
It was.
Even if it was kind of like not a major feud,
right?
But
it might not have had the title anywhere near it, but like for a lot of fans, that was the feud. That was the go-to feud on Raw for those couple of months, right? Like that was the go-to, because that was the stuff where you're getting the best promos, you're getting the best matches, you're getting the best everything out of those guys.
No doubt.
Jericho, since Jericho has come back, he's showing a little bit of his, I don't know if I want to say age or the fact that he's been out of the ring a little bit. He's starting to look a little bit like old man Jericho in the ring.
Yeah.
It doesn't mean he can't produce really good matches, because that match with Bray at SummerSlam was a really good match. Yeah. Definite upgrade from their last one, and I'm sure the third one's going to be even better. But you know what? It was a little rough around the edges, as the other matches have been. He's not nearly showing his age as much as RVD.
Oh God,
RVD has basically completely become old man RVD.
Yeah, I can't stand him watching him now
because of the style that he wrestles. Yeah. Like Ric Flair could pull off the style that he wrestled for years and years and years before he became old man Flair.
Yeah.
Like even that last match he had with Michaels, it was like he didn't look like old man Flair in that match, and he was, I don't know, 800 at that point. He was wrestling Methuselah.
Yeah.
Like he was really fucking old at that point, but he didn't look it because of the style that he wrestled. But now RVD wrestles the style that he wrestles, and he just looks like old man RVD now. Like he barely gets through his Rolling Thunder now. He does one thing where, he went to do Rolling Thunder, but he didn't do the second flip. Like he did the roll, but didn't do a senton. He just splashed him. And then he was like, "Oh, look, it's something new." It's like, no, you're just showing us that you can't do that anymore.
I didn't watch the pre-show. I didn't really care. I mean, I like Cesaro.
Yeah.
It was Cesaro and RVD.
It was, yeah.
I really like Cesaro and Ring, but RVD's like, he's death on the screen for him. It's like, it didn't matter who he could feud with Ambrose, and I'd probably not care. And for those who don't know, Ambrose is like my favorite wrestler ever.
Yeah.
Now. Like, I love the man, but RVD might be the one to kill my interest in him.
Yeah, exactly. It's like he's the one guy, he's the one charisma vacuum in WWE that I just can't do it.
Yeah.
And I feel bad because I was always a bit of an RVD fan, more so in ECW than
he was good.
He was. I mean, he was when he says he was the whole effing show in ECW, he was the whole effing show in ECW. The TV title meant more than the world title.
Yeah.
Because RVD was having the best matches of anybody on the card ever. So he was the guy in original ECW, and then when he came back and he had that brief feud with Cena where he had the ECW title and then he won the WWE title at One Night Only and did all that stuff. I mean, that he was good at that point. So, it's kind of sad to see.
Yeah.
A little sad to see.
Rest in peace, RVD.
Yeah. Rest in peace, RVD's credibility. What else do we have?
We have Paige and AJ.
Yeah, that's true. We have Paige and AJ.
I really wish they would give these girls more time.
It's true.
They never. 'Cause that was a good match.
That was a good match. And it produced the greatest GIF of all time.
Oh, yeah.
I love that GIF. Although now...
I hate what they're doing with the thing. It's just whoever has the belt gets the reversed role.
Okay.
Of distracting and skipping around the ring, distracting and
they're kind of the same
other
gimmick
person.
now.
Yeah.
Like Paige is like doing the crazy thing.
Yeah, it's like Paige is trying to out gimmick AJ's gimmick.
Yeah, Paige should stick to being like the anti-diva, badass heel, and AJ should stick to crazy because what she cut on. Was it on Raw this week?
Yeah.
Where she came out and then she was like, maybe I should give you a kiss or something. Just like, and she has this look.
Yeah.
Because AJ's so talented on the mic that you can believe that this like 90-pound chick can probably kick some ass.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, because that's a hard sell. It's like, am I really supposed to buy that this tiny chick can beat up these? But
yeah,
AJ's so good at what she does. Definitely play her as crazy, but don't. Like a little mocking of AJ's fine.
Right.
But if it comes out that this was all just like her being tactical and trying to put AJ off her game, then that's fine. But if it comes out as Paige-A.
Paige-A. There you go.
Paige comes out being crazy, then it's like, oh, fuck off.
Yeah,
WWE.
it's like
you already have one and she does it perfectly.
Yeah, exactly.
Paige turns into Paige-A.
Paige-A.
I got
or
the new tag team name.
I was gonna say that's like they open up a Divas tag team title, which I think would be the worst possible thing they could possibly do because their roster's not nearly thick enough to do that.
No.
But
they do have the thing is they got talented girls.
Yeah, there's
Summer Rae's talented. Emma's still there, thank God.
Yeah.
Even though she was fired for like a couple hours
Boop,
or something.
boop, boop,
But they just don't do anything with them, right?
No, they don't.
Yeah, it's true.
And that's
it's
the
true.
thing. If they did things with them and gave them time in the ring, you would actually have a half-decent Divas division.
Yeah, but Cena, though. Yeah, but Cena.
But Cena.
Cena needs 6 segments.
I know.
Cena's only got 4 segments on this show. But Cena, though.
How can we put
Authority,
Cena?
though. But Authority needs 10
Authority,
segments.
yeah.
Authority, though. It's like, which, and I know you're looking at me because you know there's this conversation that we want to open up. The Stephanie McMahon conversation. Let's do it. Let's do this. Let's do this.
Fuck
Okay.
you.
All right. I have been critical of the Authority storyline because, especially, more so earlier, like when she was doing the thing with Big Show, where she would like make Big Show sit at ringside while, like, I don't know, Sin Cara gets destroyed by somebody or whatever, and is like, "This is your fault," and blah blah blah, and all that. I don't know. That just, I don't know. It didn't work for me. And a lot of the time, listening to a Stephanie McMahon promo sometimes, especially earlier, for a little while felt like pulling teeth.
It did. It really
Like,
did.
for me, it was really tough. And I don't know why, because she is a good talker. Like, she can talk. And as she displayed in her fucking match at SummerSlam, she hadn't been in the ring in 10 years. She can still wrestle. So
and
I mean,
that shocked the shit out of me.
Yes,
that she
it's
took some major bumps.
She took some major bumps, and she pulled off some good moves, and she pulls off a pedigree arguably better than her husband. It's just like, that pedigree is so good, and she can actually do wrestling moves, and it's like, maybe I shouldn't be surprised by that, but I was.
She's been away for a while. She's
Well,
a
it's true.
mother,
Yeah.
it doesn't really take many bumps. It's not really out of the ordinary to be surprised by that.
No,
I
I suppose not. But it's just like, but yeah, for a little bit and just in bits and pieces, like sometimes a segment of hers will come on and I will literally change the channel because I'm just like, I'm just not interested in this. But you know what? I will call a spade a spade. I will admit, lately, it's been quite a bit better.
It has been.
Except for this fucking personal trainer storyline. I don't.
I don't. The storyline sucks.
Yeah,
that part of the
Stephanie's
storyline sucks.
involvement in it is fine, but the storyline itself is awful. TNA's already done this to very poor returns.
Yeah.
Because it made everybody involved look stupid. It made AJ Styles look like a fumblefuck, and he's a great, great talent, but it made him look like an idiot. And so it's just like, this is not a good storyline. This is not a good thing to do. Stephanie's involvement in it was fine. I liked her involvement with like the whole Vicky Guerrero firing thing.
Yeah.
I thought that was really good. Like she was doing the nah. She turns around and Vicky's standing there.
Yeah,
it's like
and
Vicky,
the way she sells it,
yeah.
she's just like, and she kind of just slowly.
Vicky.
Yeah.
That was really good. She's got some really, really good moments, but then for me, she just got some moments where I'm just like, what?
Yeah.
Now see,
what?
I don't. I mean,
Yeah, exactly.
just to make it clear, because Justin had said that we kind of had a beef, I guess you said, of it. I am critical of the Authority storyline as a whole, although I do generally like it. There's been some moments, but I do generally like it. But I'm like I'm a Stephanie mark. I might as well say it. I've always loved Stephanie McMahon. Like even when she was a wrestler, I've always loved Steph.
Okay,
hate that
let's
theme song.
go back.
That theme song is terrible.
Oh, it's garbage.
Her outfit.
For WrestleMania?
Yes.
Oh, it looks
SummerSlam?
or SummerSlam. Sorry, WrestleSlam.
What the hell was that?
SummerMania.
I mean, it looked like literally that she went back and watched her old videos and like said like, yeah, that would be good to wear.
Well, it looked like it was something that Triple H had in his closet from the times when he was dating China.
Yeah,
And
maybe.
it was like,
Yeah,
and it was like he gave it to her. And Stephanie was just like, "This still smells like Joni's stained." And Trips was just like, "Put it on." Yeah, that was kind of interesting. Yeah, when I saw her come out in it, I was like, "Oh, all right, crack that whip." But I was like, "Hey, you know what? Well, let's see how this goes." And you know what? The match was really good.
It was.
On the other hand, I feel like the Bellas are trending downhill. I feel like they're
Bree's just not good on the mic.
No, neither
she's
of them
improved, but the feud between them, like in terms of talking, is run by the goddess Stephanie McMahon.
It's true.
She's so fucking good on the mic.
It's true.
But
and now I want to see what the whole feud is now.
I do like that Bree and Nick are feuding now, though. It's nice that they have something to kind of do.
Well, yeah, it is nice that they, like you say, that they at least have something to do.
I don't know. I'm generally always down with like the big betrayal of family and shit.
Yeah.
So like I enjoyed that at SummerSlam. But it might produce some pretty cringeworthy mic moments.
Oh,
between
God,
the two,
yeah. It's not going to be
unfortunate.
good.
So this is what I'm hoping. Since Nikki has kind of aligned herself with Steph, I hope that Nikki's just like, yeah, Brie, I got some stuff I want to say to you, but I'm going to let Steph say it for me. And Steph will be like, okay, let me keep this feud relevant by talking a little bit.
Maybe
Just start playing the strong silent type.
Yeah.